Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is doing pretty exactly like what we talked on my emergency video yesterday, because the price of Bitcoin broke the very important line of support around this 46,000 range. We were aware the next possible support is lying around lower line area from this right angle broadening range, which was sitting around 42 to 43,000, and now we are trying to hold this 43,000 support line. So what to expect next here in a immediate short term for Bitcoin? Because if you look at this previous example, after finding a proper support around this lower line area, we saw some relief rally type of scenario. So if the price of Bitcoin wants to do that, then this support around 42 to 43,000 must be held at any cost, because not just only the right angle broadening wedge support is there, the lower line area, but also according to this descending triangle. I showed it on my yesterday video. According to the descending triangle, 40 to 43,000 is where we could be possibly hitting, and you can see we came exactly at the price target area, and now we are seeing this small relief rally type of scenario, and price also trying to hold above this 43,000 range. And not just only this one here, guys, the price of Bitcoin also retested the falling trend line support line, because we knew this resistance line was already broken. Price retested it, found support, and exactly what I mentioned on my yesterday video, the price did came at this falling trend line, and now we are trying to hold this support line. So that is also a reason, guys, if the price of Bitcoin wants to show an actual movement from here on, then this 42 to 43,000 support must be held at any cost, because losing the support here will invalidate this bump and run reversal, and in that case we will be following this failure bump and run reversal, since the price will be unable to hold this support line. And not just only this, we will also invalidate right angle broadening wedge support line, which is also lying around 42 to 43,000 range. So now let me also show you why for us this is so important that the price of Bitcoin is going to stay above this 42 to 43,000 range, because if we fail, we could be following this Wyckoff's price cycle, where the price of Bitcoin is going to start this markdown phase. Why? Because we can see we had a very nice accumulation phase with spring involved. This was a spring, right? Just like as shown here in an example, you can see accumulation phase with spring involved before starting this new mark of phase, and this here is our mark of phase. Now, if this was the distribution phase also with spring involved, then we can see the price of Bitcoin, right, did got a rejection from the upper line area with the spring involved, also price failing to find support at this lower line area. We could be starting this markdown phase, and this is exactly right, this is exactly what we are also witnessing in price action of Bitcoin. So what we don't want to happen is this price breaking the support around this 42 to 43,000 range, because if we do that, then this will indicate the price of Bitcoin could be seeing potential downward movement, where we could be also breaking the previous low, because if you look at this in a whole, it is still a higher highs higher lows continuation pattern. Even though we are seeing this price retracement, this is still higher than the previous one. So that's why if we are going to break below this 40,000, then we will be making a new lower low, and this is not what we want to see happening here in price action of Bitcoin. So let's see if the price of Bitcoin is going to hold the support around this 42 to 43,000 range or not. Now, before I switch into other chart, I just want to make you aware, Bybit and Femex both are providing around $4,100 bonus each. I mean, the total of $8,200 bonus is being provided for our community members. So if you are an experienced trader and want to take advantage of this market volatility, then this is the great opportunity, because Bybit, as you can see, is providing around $4,100 bonus if you use my ref link and sign up, which is going to take you not more than a minute, and also with Femex. So I personally use Bybit for trading, and if you want to trade altcoins, then Femex could be a great option as well. Now let's switch into other charts, and if you also want to look at this in a bit different way, no problem. We can simply add this falling trend line and look at this price action as a descending channel. Why? Because the upper line here is a strong line of resistance, right, as you can see here, and lower line is a strong line of support. So if the price of Bitcoin wants to show any sort of impulsive movement, then what we want at any cost is to hold this central line, because this central line is another line of support around 43,000 range, right? So that's why if the price of Bitcoin wants to show any sort of a movement, then this line must be held at any cost, because breaking this 43,000 support line could trigger another pullback, and in that case, as you can see, we could be getting gravitated towards the lower line area of this descending channel. So these are some of the interesting scenarios I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed this kind of work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.